All right, Ben, you want to go ahead?
What's up there, Greg? How are you doing?
Hey, good. How's it going?
Good. We talked to Coach Kelly earlier today, and he said that maybe you guys were doing some more cross-positional training more than normal just to improve depth in case people go down with the virus. Are you taking part in that? Are you lining out wide at all or doing any other kind of positions that maybe you wouldn't be doing otherwise?
I mean, in each position group, we're kind of making sure that we understand the whole concept of the play. So the tight ends, we'll be in 12 personnel every once in a while. We make sure that we know both tight end positions. I know the receivers, they all know every aspect of the route tree. So O-line, they're pretty knowledgeable about everything that they're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of probably what he's alluding to.
Okay, and a follow-up. This is obviously your first full season on scholarship. What are the perks of being a scholarship player besides obviously not having to pay tuition?
That's pretty much the only difference that I had to overcome as a walk-on was just having to pay my way. I was always treated the same way, always given the same opportunities. And, that's kind of the way we do things here. If you can play and you work hard and put yourself out there, you'll have good things coming your way.
Tracy.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So there have been some pretty good tight ends at UCLA the last couple of years. How does the tight end group feel about stepping into those shoes, having to live up to that expectation, keeping that productivity level? And where do the tight ends kind of sort out? Who's more the inline, who's more the flex among all you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have some big shoes to fill. Caleb, Devin really kind of paved the way for us the last couple of years, did a really good job. Big leaders in the meeting rooms and just on the field for us, to all us younger guys. And I think, like I said before, we make sure that we know how to do every aspect of the tight end position, whether that's inline blocking or if we're split out wide. And I think Coach Sage has done a really good job coaching us both ways and making sure that we, work our inside hands on blocks and we, work our releases as a receiver and looking the ball all the way in, that kind of stuff. So I think we're really well balanced, all of us.
We've heard that David Prevey and Evidence Njoku have looked good so far in camp. What have you seen from them?
From David, I've seen really good stuff out of his releases in the passing game. I'd say he's one of the best in our group with the hands, just getting defenders off of him. And Evidence, I've been really impressed with the way he gets into a block and he just sticks. He doesn't fall off of his blocks. His guy's not going to make the play. I think that's the mindset he always has in the run game. So,
good deal. Thanks.
Mike Regalado.
Hey, good morning. Last week we talked to Kyle Phillips, and he said that you could be the best tight end in the nation. Now, why would he say that? What have you worked on, maybe in pass blocking, route running, pass catching? What have you done to develop your game?
Yeah, I think just right when last season ended, our whole tight end group was pretty adamant about getting into the weight room, getting our weight up. I went from 220 last year. I'm 238 right now, 238, 240, kind of in that area. So just really embracing the position, I think, for all of us. And, just working all of our fundamentals and being just 100% with, meetings and our intent on the field.
Ben?
Talking to Dorian in the summer, he unprompted brought up Evidence, his energy, and you and I talked about a little bit as well with him racing the guy at Drake Stadium. Has he continued to kind of to bring that and galvanize you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. He's always getting us juiced up before practice, making sure that we're ready to go. I think he brings really good energy to not only the tight end group, the whole offense, team, everything. So really excited to have him with us.
Any other questions for Greg? Sam.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So Dorian, it was a while ago at this point, before the season was canceled and then brought back, but he was on the quarterback of the year, the Davey O'Brien watch list at the beginning, like back in July. Do you expect like big national stage things from Dorian? And then what do you think his ceiling is this season?
Yeah, I think everyone definitely has high expectations for Dorian, and that's well received stuff that he's been able to put on the field. And I think this offseason, he's really stepped into a big leadership role. He really takes good command of the offense, and it's really exciting going out there every day with him, just leading all of us and taking control of it. He's doing a really good job, and I'm excited for what he can put together this year.
Rick Kimbrell.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you. What do you think is the strength of the tight ends this year? What is the thing that really stands out that fans could kind of look forward to on November 7th?
I think just our intent. Coach Sage always says it. He says, something about this group of guys, we just work. One of his sayings is we just bring our hard hat and our lunch pail every day. And that's kind of the mentality you have to have as a tight end, being inline blocking, getting split out, you're asked to do a lot. And I think our group has handled it really well. And I think we're going to keep moving on in that same direction and continue to be balanced, with whatever we're asked to do in this offense.
Back to Ben.
Two things. Number one, are you ahead of the curve with a Movember mustache there that we got going there?
Yeah, our tight end group's been kind of doing the long hair mustache thing, so we're going to see how long we can get it going. This has been like, I don't know, however long quarantine's been, so I'm not very good at growing it. David's is pretty nice when you get a chance to see that one.
You guys all have that going?
I think Mike Church shaved his. The other guys don't. Me, Michael, and Mike Church, and David were doing it, and then. Yeah, this is all I can grow at this point. Maybe someday I'll get it nice and thick.
And then another question, with so much turnover at tight end, Coach Kelly could have maybe gone away from that as a focal point of the offense, but he says that's not the case. Does that kind of put a little spring in your step, knowing that he still really wants to rely on you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, said just the intent that we have as a group, and being here our third year, me and David, Mike got a lot of experience last year. Michael Church knows the offense really well. Evidence has been coming into it really good. So we know exactly what we're doing. And I think we've been coming into it really well with just understanding that we've got to, do whatever we're asked, be balanced in all aspects of our game. And I think Coach Kelly realizes that. So he's excited about our group.
All right, let's go last question to Sam.
So you were talking earlier about not having Devin and Caleb around anymore. Do you or any of the other guys at the position group kind of keep in touch with them, take any advice for them now that they're at the NFL and they're kind of at that next step?
Yeah, definitely. Devin's been getting some really good reps with the Patriots, so that's just really awesome to see. Keep in touch with him. Same thing with Caleb. I forget who he got picked up with, but we were texting back and forth a little after that. He talked to us. Both of them actually came and talked to us over Zoom while we were in quarantine, just giving us, heads up on what they're doing and some advice, different things. So, once you're part of this UCLA tight end family, you never leave it. And that's a really cool thing, I think.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Questions for Mike Martinez? Ben, go ahead.
Can't see too well because of the shadow, but do you have a mustache going?
Yeah, I would say mine's probably the weakest in the group. Mine's going in pretty slow, but I'm gonna get there soon.
Who started that, and what's kind of is that just a bonding thing?
Pretty much it's a bonding thing. I'd say Pre probably had it the longest out of all of us. His grows the fastest, so he always has a pretty rad mustache, and he has all the craziest styles. And I'm just getting older, so I wanted to grow mine out, but mine's coming in soon. You'll be able to see it.
Has anybody made fun of Greg looking like he's from the 70s with his?
No, we're pretty cordial about everybody. Everybody grows in at their own pace. They just make fun of mine because I always say mine's growing in, but then week by week it looks the same. So,
what would you say is the biggest leap you've made going into this year from your first year in the program?
I would say probably come from a mental aspect, just being more involved in the playbook. Everything's starting to slow down more for me. the route concepts, the blocking schemes. As it's being my second year, everything is just slowing down for me. It's just becoming easier for me to understand, and it's just, yeah.
Mike Regalado.
Morning, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You know, you missed spring spring practice, even though it was a week long. You
Yeah.
know, how was that experience of just not having any spring practice for you? And then during quarantine, what did you do to try to stay in shape? You know, how was it keeping in touch with your teammates and coaches during that time?
As far as spring ball, it was tough not being able to practice with my boys and be out here with my team, but I just took it as an opportunity to become more of a leader, and I just took it as an opportunity to learn more from the sidelines. So I learned more from watching other people go up against other people. So I watched other people do their releases. I coached up the other tight ends, and I just learned from a more mental aspect, and that's how I just grew as a tight end over the spring, as I couldn't grow physically. And then over quarantine, as I got healed up, I just started working out in my backyard area. We started doing Zoom meetings. So then that's how we started. That's how we stay connected as a team and a unit. And as far as our tight end group, we're all pretty close. So we always are chatting and communicating and keeping in touch. So we're always talking to each other.
Ben.
Dorian and Greg have both raved about Evidence Njoku. What have you seen from him? Has he kind of become a leader, even though he's new to the room? And what's he bringing?
I would say he always has good energy. He brings his own style to the game. He always comes with good energy. He blocks hard. He runs his routes hard. And I feel like from everybody in the tight end group, there's always stuff that we could learn from each other. So he's a really good route runner. And personally, I learned from his releases. And yeah.
Were you there when he did that? There was a guy, he just raced randomly at Drake Stadium. Were you there for that?
No, I wasn't there, but I heard about it and I saw the video.
Oh, somebody shot a video of it.
Yeah.
How did that? He won, right?
Oh, yeah, he beat him pretty bad.
All right, thanks.
Mike Regalado, did you have another?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you're on the tight end group, but you go against the defense every day. I would assume. What differences can you see with the defense this year? And is there anybody standing out? One of the defenders that you're like, oh wow, he's going to be a problem for someone this year.
I would say the defense as a whole, I would say it's just their mentality. This year, I would say this fall especially, they have a lot of juice and their mentality is just kill, kill, kill. They bring it every single play. And I would say they're a really tight-knit group right now. And a person especially that I've been going up against right now, I would say Mitch, number 45. Now I go up against him personally, outside linebacker, and he's for sure going to be a problem for people this year.
Any other questions from Mike? Let's go to Rick Kimbrell.
I don't care what they say. That's a hell of a stash, Mike.
Thank you.
Tell us about the tight end room. What's the strength of your room this season? UCLA has a great tradition going way back at the tight end position. What do you guys have that's going to continue that legacy?
I would say this year our strength is our attention to detail and just our mentality. This year we have a group of guys that all have strengths in different areas, and Coach Sage does a good job putting tools in our tool belt to combat our weaknesses, and then that just helps us come together and become great true tight ends all around. So I would just say it's our attention to detail, because that's what's really important as a tight end position in this offense.
What would you say are the weaknesses then?
I would just say it's for different people. Like for me, I'm just a bigger guy. So it's getting open in space, making moves on defenders. It's just different stuff for different people. So my tools in my tool belt are my hands, working my size out in space, my feet, working my being aware of how many steps I need to take on certain people, just stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
A couple more questions. Let's go to Sam.
So obviously in the past, you had bye weeks last year where you weren't playing on Saturdays, but now it's been 6-7 weeks that some of these other conferences have been playing. Have you been watching those games, and has that been something that maybe fuels you to kind of be ready for opening game against Colorado?
Most definitely. I just watch games 'cause I'm just a football guy. So I just watch games and I just take lessons from other guys. So whenever I watch football games, I just watch other tight ends play, take lessons from them, and just see how I could do better when I go out there and I get the opportunities to play.
Mike Regalado, did you have another one? Mike? Okay. All right, Mike Martinez, thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.